Hi, my name is Dr. Adam Staples. I'm the LIC for EDFD459, and I'd like to welcome you to the 2018 iteration of the unit. The purpose of this video is to not only welcome you to the unit, but also to step you through some of the underpinning structure of the unit so that as you begin to find your way around and familiarize yourself with the unit as it appears on Leo, you understand the purpose of the unit, and you are also able to locate some of the really important information. So when you have logged into Leo and then you've accessed the EDFD459 unit on Leo, your unit will look something very much like this. So you will see that there's a header at the top, EDFD459 learning spaces, and then you've got 4 modules that you're able to access. And this is going to be unit information, communication, assessment, and then the week 1 content. As the semester begins to progress, the weekly content will be released to you slowly but surely. And the reason why I don't release it all to you in one fell swoop at the beginning is that it can be a little bit overwhelming to have 12 weeks of online content staring at you from the screen. And so experience has shown that it's much better, certainly in the initial stages of the unit, to almost drip feed the content to you so that you can become familiar with what is happening in that online space. So for the week prior to the beginning of semester, the way that the unit looks, the interface that you see on the screen is really not going to change that much at all. Once the semester starts on the 30th of July, more content will begin to emerge. But for the time being, I'd just like to take you through what you can see at the moment. So you're able to obviously see the heading here. I've got a quote from Viktor Frankl, who is one of my favorite authors. And then on the right-hand side of that, we have an image of a color wheel. And the color wheel is representative of a series of e-badges that are released throughout the course of the semester. And those e-badges represent successful completion of assignment number 1. And that I will explain in greater detail at the start of week 1. You then have your unit information module, and if you click on that, there's various bits of information in there. You have the unit outline. You also have welcomes from your teaching team as myself and Kerry Shanahan. The password for this Flipgrid software that we're using is Learning Spaces 2018, capital L, capital S. And again, that will be explained in further detail in week 1. When you scroll back up to the top, you also have the communication tab. You can also click on the home tab as well to get back to the previous screen. When you click on the communication tab, there are a couple of forums in there that we are going to use extensively throughout the course of the semester. The first one is questions and queries for Kerry and Adam, and the second one is important messages from Kerry and Adam. So if you have a question of a non-personal nature about the unit, please put it into questions and queries for Kerry and Adam, and we will reply as soon as we can. If we have important messages for you, we'll put them into the important messages from Kerry and Adam forum. So it's really important that over the course of the entire semester that you check into those forums on a regular basis, because they are going to be how we really communicate when there's particular information that needs to be disseminated. The next module is going to be the assessment module. And when you click on that, this really just outlines what is already available in the unit outline, but we've got information about assessment 1, so when the virtual workshops are released and when they close, and the associated badge with each workshop. At the moment, you've got the Dropbox information for assessment 2 and assessment 3. For detailed explanations about those 2 assessment tasks, please have a look in the unit outline, as they have been detailed extensively in that document. And then the final module, which is currently available at the moment, is going to be the week 1 module. So as I said, the weekly content is released to you on sort of a drip feed mechanism for the first few weeks of the semester, so that we're familiar with the layout of the unit and we are confident with learning in an online environment rather than just being swamped by all of the content. But what I'm going to do now is just quickly explain the structure of each weekly module, because it's the same throughout the whole semester, and it's good to become familiar with this as soon as you can. So in each week there will be a title. This particular week is Learning to Learn Online, and this is really important. Not only is the online space a learning space, so it's very apt for this particular unit, but learning online, if you haven't experienced an online unit before, is a slightly different approach to the way that many of us have been learning for all of our lives. And so this week provides us with the opportunity to engage in why we learn online and what it looks like to learn online. And to do that, we use the work of an academic called Gilly Salmon, who is at the University of Western Australia. And in particular, we use her 5-stage model. And the 5-stage model is one of our readings in week 1. So that will become a focus of our conversations when the semester actually starts in a week's time. But the structure of this week, as I said, is very similar to every other structure. So here we have got one segment of the colour wheel. So for week 1, our colour is really this yellow, and what we're trying to do is earn ourselves that little component of the first badge. So if I go back to where I've got the colour wheel on the home page of the unit, you'll notice that at the top there's one little segment of the colour wheel. So that little segment there is the first part of your first badge. The second segment, this one here, is the second part of the first badge. So if I return back to week 1, you'll see that that first part is here. So it's more of a visual, aesthetic signpost to tell you where we are. Then there's a small introduction about the week, and then we have a number of little dialogue boxes, and these are a suggested way to complete the week. So in this one, it's familiarize yourself with the layout of week 1. Make sure that you've accessed the forums to see whether there's been any communication from Kerry and myself, or if other people have been asking questions. Then you're asked to download the virtual workshop task. Virtual workshops are assessment number 1. This one isn't released until the beginning of next week, but this is how it will appear throughout the rest of the semester. And then a couple of other recommendations as well. Then you'll have the readings, and a lot of the readings are in a format that you can download them directly from the ACU website. But as we begin to progress through the semester, you will be expected to access that reading yourself. So you'll be given the details of the reading, but it'll be up to you to go into the library and become familiar and adept at being able to use the library system. Then there will be a number of resources for each week, and these resources are in tandem with the task that you complete.